Hey everyone, it's Carrie. How are you? I'm back again today. I wanted to talk to you today about 3 ways that you can protect your personal energy during the holiday season. It's a busy time of year. There's lots of activity, there's lots of crazy stuff going on, and we all end up kind of getting a little frazzled because we're picking up on the energy of other people and other places, and there are ways that you can make sure that you're picking up less of that or leaving it behind and not carrying it with you all day. And I wanted to talk to you about that. So, first of all, I want you to kind of look in the mirror for a minute. If you are going out shopping for the holidays or going to gatherings and you are consistently running into cranky people, challenging situations, roadblocks, just a difficult time, I want you to take a look in the mirror, because you're sending out an energy that is attracting that to you. So you have to take a little bit of personal responsibility for what you're running into and what you're creating in your environment and your world. You really do have the choice, and you can create a deliberate action, a deliberate intent about how your day is going to go, how your errands are going to go, and the kind of people that you're going to run into and the kind of situations that you're going to attract. So some of these tools that I'm talking about today and these activities that I'm talking about today will really help you to kind of shift your own vibration. That's really what it's meant to do. It's meant to shift your vibration so that you're actually attracting a totally different experience, because you're sending out a different energy, a different vibe. If you are, consistently attracting that, where you're bumping into things or having challenges, just take a moment before you head out each day and sort of send yourself into the future and see yourself having fabulous experiences, right? Laughter, joy, ease. Take that moment in the morning before you walk out the door. It takes 30 seconds at the most to just quiet yourself down, center yourself, take a few deep breaths, and see the day unfolding the way you want it to unfold. And there's so much to be said by how much of an impact that will have on the type of things that you attract throughout your day. I also love to take a moment. I forget to do this often, but I do it all the time with my kids. I can kind of remotely do this to them, and it's so good when you remember to do it yourself. But take a moment when you're taking that moment of quiet time to look ahead at the day and see it unfolding in a perfect way. Take a moment to zip up your energy field, like literally see yourself zipping up a little, whatever you want to call it, a plastic bubble, a field of energy, whatever that is for you. Zip it up and close it and seal it off, with the intention that all that negative energy that other people are going through is just going to bounce off of you. It's not allowed into your reality, right? And literally you will see that it eases up as you go out and you go shopping and go about your day. So that's number 1, is just kind of check yourself and set yourself up with the right energy before you get started. You are attracting whatever you're resonating. And so if you're attracting crappy things, it's probably because your own energy is out of alignment. You're already frazzled, you're already rushed, you're already stressed, you're kind of cranky, and you're sending out that vibration that calls more of that to you. There's so much to be said for just pausing and taking a moment to connect with your personal power. That's what this is all about, your personal power. You have the ability to really change the outcome, and just this 30-second activity will help you do that. Shift your energy before you walk out the door. Make sure you're in alignment before you go connect with other people, and it will really make a difference in your day. So that's number one. Number two is, well, let me give you some tips on other things that I do. First of all, we all have our own personal power that we can call on. We all have the ability to attract what we want, and we don't need any tools or vices to do that. However, something like, wearing an essential oil that's calming and relaxing, or protecting to you, is a really beneficial thing if you're having a hard time kind of mustering up your own energy field. Or carrying a crystal that is protective, or that is harmonizing, right? That just reminds you, as you reach into your pocket to pull out your money, or you reach into your wallet and you see that crystal there, you are reminded of the energy that crystal carries. Crystals, essential oils, they all have their own energetic vibration, and they can help shift your vibration when you wear them or when you carry them. So if you are having a hard time, kind of collecting yourself, and you want to help raise your personal vibration, it's okay to use some of those tools that can help remind you to be in that place, or that just, really, as they get absorbed into your body, or as you hold them, your own personal energy field starts to align with the energy that those things carry for you. So it can be really beneficial. I like to make sure that sometimes I have a few crystals in my car, and use that moment as you're getting into the car or out of the car. Just take a second to do that little check-in again before you go off to wherever you're going. Take a minute to release whatever you carried around. So if you've been out shopping and it's been busy, and there's lots of people and lots of long lines and all of that stuff that's going on during this holiday season, you finally get your bags in the car, you sit down in the car. Before you drive away, just give yourself a second to just let go. Release all of what you have experienced. You don't have to carry that energy around with you. But the thing is that we get so busy during the day that we start rushing around, and we aren't really aware of what we're picking up. Even if you don't feel like, if you wouldn't define yourself as an empath, we still are all picking up all the energy of other people and other situations, and the energy of the spaces that we're walking into. And you may not be aware of it, but if you give yourself that moment to release it, it makes a big difference. And just say, I'm releasing anything that isn't mine. I'm not going to carry it with me for the rest of the day. I keep crystals and essential oils in my car, and if I need to, I'll hold on to those for a few moments before I go on to the next chore or errand. This is it's kind of like a yoga class. I love yoga. I do not practice it regularly. I'll do a few poses here during the day to help release energies, and it always feels so good. But I'm not a consistent yoga class attendee, and I should be, because whenever I do go into a class, and you sit down on that mat and you first start to kind of stretch and move, it's literally surprising how tight and how stuck you are. And when you start moving through the poses that you're being led through by the instructor, that are probably different and outside your own personal comfort zone that you do on your own on a daily basis, it's amazing how much you start to shake off and leave behind. And it's the same thing, you're not really even aware of how stressed you are. You just, until you sit on that mat and until you start letting it go. So if you take a few moments in different parts of each of your day to let that go, just take that moment to notice what you're carrying with you that isn't yours and let it go. I know this is something I noticed years ago when I was in school for a holistic health practitioner certification. We had to take a massage class. It was like a requirement to do, I don't know, 100 hours of massage therapy. And Laurie says, ask Archangel Michael to cut the negative cords and wrap you in light. Yep, so there's all different ways of doing this protective shield so that you're not picking up other people's stuff. And so find a way that feels good for you and use it, but use it on a daily basis. Like it really, especially during the holiday season, we get so rushed and so busy that we forget to do it. So years ago I was taking this massage class, and it wasn't something I was really into, but we had to go, and there's a lot of anatomy and physiology and other things that you have to learn in this process. And so there was this one class that I had to get to. I had to leave work right away, drive through Southern California traffic, get in the door, get to class on time. They were really strict about you being there on time. So you would get there and you would sit down and you would sit in your seat, and you wouldn't even realize how much stress you had been in trying to get all your work done so you could get out the door on time, to get in the car, to sit in traffic, to get to the class on time. And this one teacher, it was an energy school, so of course a lot of these teachers were very enlightened about energy. And this one teacher I value so much that every time she made us stand up and do these fluid movements of Qigong for the first 5 minutes of class. And it was after that, like, you felt so grounded and so more focused and able to address what was actually going to be, taught in class than you had been when you walked in the door. And so, whatever it is that you need to do to shake off the stuff that you're picking up through the day, take some time to do it, whether it's through movement, crystals, holding a crystal, saying a little meditation, cutting some energetic cords, just taking the time to say with intent, I'm not going to carry anything that's not mine for the rest of the day. So, and there's something to be said, after you've been rushing around through the end of the day, tip number 3 is to come in the door and shed it all before you actually go all the way into your house. There are many cultures that encourage you to take your shoes off and leave them at the door. Take your coat and your hat and your gloves and leave it all at the door. That's not just about leaving the stuff at the door where it's convenient. It is also, and it's also not just about not tracking all the snow and all that stuff through the house. It's about not tracking other people's energy and all the energy that you've picked up from, the busy world outside into your home. Like, it's a great thing to have a boundary at the front of your house, somewhere that you say, from here on in, none of this other energy comes with you. And when you take off all those layers, those outer layers that have really been exposed to that energy, you are really benefiting from doing that, from leaving that behind and leaving those items that are more exposed to that energy. It will lighten you up. I'm really bad at this. Susan says, I hate having shoes at the door. I'm so with you on that. I hate that pile of shoes when you walk in the front door and it's like the first thing that you see. And I'm really bad at transitioning shoes, especially since, I think it's hard for moms and to do it, because usually, when I'm coming in the door, I usually have like 5 grocery bags and my purse and all, half of the kids' stuff in my hand. And so to stop, put all that down, take all that stuff off, it doesn't always happen right away. But my husband is really good at it. He grew up, his mom is from the Philippines, and she's just super good about, taking shoes off. They always leave their shoes right out in the garage before they come in. So that's wonderful because it's not impacting their front door at all. And he will go right in, like before he even really says hello to us, he'll go right in and he'll take the clothes off, his work clothes off, and change into something comfortable. So it's like shedding the energy of the day. And I think that's really something that's beneficial to do. And if you can't do that, I totally understand. I don't love walking around in no shoes. I have to have a pair of at least in the house. I like to have a pair of like cozy slippers on, and so that doesn't work for me to leave my shoes at the door, and I'm always bad at leaving the slippers at the front door when I take off the other shoes. So it's not a practice that I practice here in the house very much, but I do a lot of energy clearing in the space. And I will also often, especially in busy times like this, will take a moment to go give myself 30 minutes at the end of the day to take a salt bath, or to soak my feet in warm water with salts. If you're feeling super stressed, super frustrated, you've had a really busy day and you're really done, like feeling the energy of everybody else and all the things that you picked up, salt is a wonderful energy clearing thing. It's a wonderful thing that you can just use to clear your energy. So step into a salt bath, or take a few minutes to cleanse yourself, or at a minimum put a few essential oils on that will help balance the energy. Smudge yourself if you have sage in the area, or light a candle, light some incense. It really does make a difference, but you have to be deliberate about it. Like if you like step out the door already in that crazy, rushed, stressed, frustrated, have to get things done mode, you're going to be in it all day long. And it feels like you don't have enough time to slow down for those 30 seconds before you walk out the door. It feels like you don't have enough time to stop for 30 seconds before you start the car and drive to the next place. It may feel like you don't have, a few minutes to take everything off and change right when you come in the door before you start prepping dinner. But there's a lot to be said about leaving that energy behind and, not carrying it with you. Think about that, rushing around all day and, maybe running through a bunch of stores and then carrying all that energy home with you, and then going into the kitchen and preparing food for your family with all that energy just all around you. It really is lowering your energetic set point, your personal energetic set point on a daily basis, and over time the energetic set point of your space and of the food that you eat and all of those things. The thing I love about Feng Shui is that it is all about deliberate intent and about creating the life that you want, and about conscious design of your spaces and of your surroundings and how you live your life and what you want to attract in. And so this is all part of it. It's about taking those few extra minutes each day to allow yourself to decide how the energy that you're going to be in all day long, to protect yourself from others' energy so that you don't take it on, and to clear it before you walk in and bring it with you at the end of the day. So I hope that's helpful for you. I hope that gives you a few thoughts. Teresa says, your problem is your husband who refuses to remove his shoes. Yeah, so that may not be something that works for you, Teresa, but if that's the case, then see if you can do energy clearing, like, take a few minutes to smudge the house, or to smudge him, while he's not looking, right? So it's really powerful. I don't do that either. I don't take my shoes off. Everybody else in the family is better at it than I am, so I can't even be mad at others. Usually if I see a bunch of snow tracked through the house, it was me, not the kids, so I can't even yell at them about that, because I'm usually, my arms are loaded and I don't bother kicking my shoes off as I come in the door. Yeah, so I hope that gives you some thoughts. If you're constantly running into challenges and roadblocks and just frustrating situations, check yourself. Just check yourself first. You can really shift that outcome 100% by starting with you and shifting and aligning your own energy before you connect with other people. It will make a huge difference in how you experience each day, and will help you find ease and flow in every part of your day. And it will raise your vibrational set point personally, raise the vibrational set point of the interactions that you have all day, and raise the vibrational set point of your surroundings, because you're not carrying all that other ick into your space. You're setting a boundary that says, doesn't get to come in here. We're going to talk so much more about this and other things in the Feng Shui Rituals for the New Year program. We're going to talk about releasing the energies that aren't serving you, both from the past decade and the past year, and deciding what energy we're moving forward with into 2020 and beyond, and the next decade beyond. We're going to talk about the areas of your home to activate and how to set up energetic protection grids around you so that you're calling in the kind of energy that you want and deflecting the kind of energy that you don't want. And really about raising your energetic set points using these intentional activities, rituals, ceremony, the sacred being, really the sacred offering that you can do for yourself and your home towards the new year that really shift the vibration of what you're attracting to you. It's going to be really powerful stuff. It starts next Monday. It goes all the way through. The group is open through the new year. I'm going to give you most of the information next week so you can kind of play with it and get what you need to create your own ritual. And then we're going to check back in right around the new year to do some sacred ceremonies and rituals that will really powerfully set you up for the new year. Susan Brownwood says, definitely smudge him. It'll be a new routine for the holidays. I love it. You know what? I think I see, let me see if I can, I can't move this, so sorry. Let me see if I can see your full comment, Teresa. You've tried smudging him with smudge spray and he just runs away. There are so many ways that you can energetically clear somebody else's energy field without actually having to spray them down with something or give them salt. It can really be an intentional spell that you cast on somebody. I do this daily with my daughters before they leave to school. They don't even know I'm doing it, but I'm sealing up their energy and setting a protection for what goes in and out and what they are able to attract. So that's something fun to play with. Like I said, we all have this personal power within us, this magic, and I think that we as a culture have stepped away from it, but I feel it coming back. I feel this feminine force coming back, and a lot of the things that I've been working with in my Feng Shui practice feel a little bit like magic or spell casting. And I really believe that we all have this ability inside us to harness energy and to direct it in the way that we want to do it. I do that using Feng Shui. I do that using energy. I do it using crystals and essential oils. And that's really what this program that I'm offering over the new year is about. It's really about learning to use your personal energy and just call on it, harness it, and send it out there so that you're attracting something different for the coming year, for the coming decade. I'm going to post a link to that in the comments. Let's see. If you have any questions about it, please go ahead and send me a private message. The group starts on Monday. It'll be open all month, and I've made it really reasonably priced so that everybody can join in. So send me a message if you have questions, and I'm going to come back tomorrow. I haven't decided what my topic is, but I've got good stuff to share with you guys this week, so I hope you guys can check in. I will share the replays in the event page so that you guys can catch them if you're coming in later. Thanks very much, everybody. I hope you have a great afternoon. Take care.